Kenya has really taken a leadership role in open data globally. And there's been great improvements to the data and the usability of the open data site for Kenya. The open data portal can provide data and analysis that's useful for the media as it covers stories in Kenya, but also beyond Kenya.
I don't know whether most of you have looked at the population data, the census data that we released here in Kenya. The stories behind that data, you would be amazed how much stories that can be told. And that's what we needed media to look at it, be able to explain much more than the numbers that were being told.
We are going to have to start upping our game in terms of doing analytical news and reporting, in terms of doing original, in-depth coverage that cannot be found anywhere else. So it's not going to a press conference, it's digging deeper. And secondly, doing forensic reporting. In other words, testing the reality that people are being told about.
How do we put out more precise information on time? Because I like that, so that people can be able to act and react, so that there's a call to action. What is the actual information supported by data that really should come out? It's not about data per se. It's what you do with the data. I mean, data is just data. It's a stack of numbers. It's a stack of graphs. What does it mean?
We need to go back to the very basics of what journalism is, which is we need to make sense of the world that we live in for our readers. We need to give meaning to the things that are overwhelming our audiences and tell them what it means.
We must move closer to scientific methods of placing our arguments. Data moves you closer to scientific methods of making decisions. And that's why we need that media uses this data to explain some of the sensitive issues that we have in this country.
We can focus more on evidence-based reporting. So no longer do we have to report he said, she said, or no longer do we have to be reactive and follow up on news. Based on this very deep demographic and socioeconomic data, we can actually start predicting trends and we can start analyzing events that happen and putting them into their correct perspective. This means that there's no more room in our newsrooms for simple reportage. Why? Because citizen journalists with mobile phones with cameras can do it far faster and often far better than we can.